Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Woohoo! This is my reality right now. This is my reality because guess what? I arrived in Madeira yesterday and the hot water has not been working. So I literally had to have a cold shower last night and then I went to go in the sea today and still the hot water's not working. I'm waiting for the man to come and fix it. So I'm literally like still with sea salt on my skin, which I can't complain because Mother Nature doing her thing. And with my hair with a little pom-pom because my hair is wet. And if I have it down, literally it just my whole back is wet. And yeah, this is me right now. This is me right now. But anyway, since I have some time and I'm waiting for this man to come. I thought I would talk to you about our inner masculine and daddy issues, healing the father wound. Now, this is what is actually really present at the moment within the collective is this false masculine. So this is why now it's so important that we heal this. Now, in general society, there has been this false masculine light. It's been so like it's just so false. It is so ego driven and immature, right? And this is again why people are breaking up and having affairs and why relationships are not relationshiping anymore because there is this such false masculine. And now it's for us to connect our own inner masculine because that's all you can do is connect your own inner masculine so that you can heal on a deeper level. And when you do that, that like vibrates, that attracts, that is the key, the key. Okay. So understanding first the inner masculine. So we have the feminine and we have the masculine within us. So the feminine is all about, she is about flow. She is about just the being, the presence, but also she is the one that holds and nurtures and is the one that holds the world, like it's Mother Earth. But in order to do that as well, she needs direction. But she needs a healthy, safe direction by the masculine. And that is why we have the feminine and the masculine, and they become union at one balance. What has happened? There's been so much false masculine, therefore, so many people are living in this rocky, unstable masculine. So the masculine is about stability, it's about safety. So this is key. This is important. And this is especially within the spiritual world. And I'm going to talk about why people are bypassing and why people are literally, there's all this bullshit out there and why people are not actually fully integrating, embodying themselves because they're missing out this inner masculine part. So our masculine is about order, right? But it's about healthy order. It's about that. We need order, we need structure, but about a healthy. But what has happened, there is too, like you're either living in too much structure, and when you are living in that, that is then when you are not having balance within your feminine. So I'm just going to, for all my like notes, I've written all my notes down. So I'm going to just share with you. So this is how an unstable, like a non-healthy inner masculine can show up. And this does connect to our father, but also how it's not just our father, but just in life in general. If you believe in God and universe, whatever you call it, your cultures, religion, like what your perspective is in like the masculine and how you treat life. So, for example, like God, universe, whatever we call it, like who do you see that as? Who do you perceive that as? Because what I see is happening is that again, with these manifestors who have got definitely like some, if you are trying to, if you are begging, forcing, pushing your manifestations, that is when you know that you have an inner masculine problem. Because the thing is, having a safe masculine is about having feeling safe in yourself. So therefore you trust in life. You trust in what is meant to be for you. You trust that it's already there, that you don't need to beg or ask or earn or overachieve or perform or discipline or try harder, push harder. That is actually where false masculine is and where your foundation, your safety is not stable. Now, again, this is no fault of anyone's. This is just how society has brought us up and how our parents and carers and educators and whatever it may be have showed us what the masculine should be like. So, like a disconnected, so like first I want you to, it's about connecting to like, okay, how does it an inner masculine, an unsafe and a masculine daddy wounds, daddy issues, let's say. And again, it doesn't have to be your dad, it can be your parent, like a fig any other figure, any masculine figure, a teacher, whatever it may be, society. Doesn't have to be that, like how you've had, what that figure's been like to you, what you've perceived it to be. So, like, for example, with me, like, I've always been so hyper independent. Okay. So, when you're hyper independent, that is when you feel like you have to do everything, that you have to have your shit together, that you have to take all on board, you have to look after everyone. And that is because there is a part of you that does not feel safe in your inner masculine, and that you have been taught that you have to overachieve and that you have to perform and you have to go out of your way in order to receive, get that love, do the thing to feel validated. That is something to show up, and then that can show up in the relationships you attract, the partnerships you attract. You're the one that gives you all. You're the one that has to chase that love, earn that love. Again, this is what's happening a lot within this world, like women, is that they're chasing that love, that chasing that man, like playing hard to get that, like that's, and that is the imbalanced, false, hurt inner masculine. So again, this comes back to inner child, which we're going to go into. So if you are someone that is like who say feels let down all the time. So say if there's in your life that people just will come in and out, or they will let you down, or they're where your rejection happens. Are you scared of rejection? Is it that you've been in relationships where they'll come in and then they'll drop you, or they'll get what they want and then see later, like something that's happened to me? And again, that's because there was that inconsistency with my dad when I was younger, because he was never fully there. Now, this is no fault of his own. Like he was always working. His narrative was like, you've got to work hard, you've got to get the money. And again, like me always having to try and be an overachiever, try and get the money to make him happy. Like for him, like if I was doing well, overachieving, getting the money and stuff, like that would be good for him. But if I wasn't, it'd be like, you're failing. You're not doing good enough. Why haven't you done this? Literally, like when I closed my beauty business, he was like, oh, you failed. Well, I didn't fail because I made a conscious decision. So it's like what projections they've been given to you. If they've been like that figure, like always, like, my dad, again, so money orientated, so control and stuff. Again, I had such a bad relationship with money. I thought that was it. That was what I needed to keep me safe. Again, this is why so many people are having issues with like money and stuff, is because they're trying to control, they're trying to force it, they think that's their safety. That's a false masculine in general with society, with how we've been brought up as well. So much control, power, discipline, permission, transactional energy. I must do this in order to get that. I must work 42 hours a week in order to that. Again, this push is this transactional. So this false masculine, having to overachieve? Are you always living in fear, trying to control things, situations? Again, this is because you do not feel safe. You do not feel safe in yourself, your own inner masculine. Um, Having to overperform all the time. Again, this is something that I did so deeply, is and something that I'm still working on. I would say, happily admit, is having to overperform. Like so. I had my father, but then also I had another figure, family figure, which was a family friend, but he was abused. And like, so in order for me to get the things that I wanted, this is my inner child, like I had to perform. There was a performance involved. There was, a transactional energy. So for me, like, and something like I was perceiving universe, God, whatever, like outside, like as a transaction, as I must perform in order to get this. So that is another thing. Is that what you're perceiving? And this again comes all to the inner child of what we have been through. Do you feel guilty for resting? Do you feel guilty for slowing down? How many times have you been told you're being lazy? Another thing my dad would say to me is like, oh, stop being so lazy. Do you push and suppress your emotions? Again, this can come from school, just in general, your parent or carers, whatever it may be, of like, you know, stop crying, you know, man up, get over it, move on, get your shit together. Again, something that people know, the unhealed masculine within us. Is it hard for you to celebrate yourself? Are you needing this constant validation with men, with stuff outside of you? Again, something that I used to do, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I used to do it. I used to send nudes. I used to perform like expose myself loads, but in a way for performance, for validation, to get all the likes, the followers. I used to edit my photos. I would go above and beyond. Like I would, say like all these lies and stuff, and like to try and get that validation. Chase. Do you chase love? Do you try and get earn that attention? Again, do you self-sabotage, try, push, force things? Do you tell yourself that you're too much? This is actually the feminine. Feminine, do you tell yourself it's like, oh, I'm too much? Then this is because of how the masculine has taught us. When if you're just wanting to feel in that moment, emotions, whatever, oh, you're too much. Stop over exaggerating. Why are you so insecure? Again, all this false masculine. And this is what a lot of women and people do, and a lot of women as well, are so in this high independent role of having to do everything. It's like the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care, the this and this, and the man has to go and work, and the woman has to have so at home. Like, not the truth, okay? That is not the truth. Again, in my culture stuff, it's very much been like that. The woman does all this stuff, and then the man goes out. Again, my mum always that. What's your mother figure like? What they've carried. She's always at something that goes above and beyond, overextends, people pleases and stuff, because she's not known her boundary, known how to contain that, because she's never had that inner safety, that masculine within herself, because society has been a reason not to. Again, have you lost a father or a father figure, like that grief experience? Like, what was your relationship with your father? What was it like when you were growing up? Was he there? Was he consistent? Was he emotionally available? Reason why do you attract unavailable men? Do you feel unavailable in yourself, emotionally unavailable? I used to be like to me, why am I attracting emotionally unavailable men? Oh, it's because I'm emotionally unavailable, because that's what my dad showed me. He showed me no emotions, no love. Okay, this is not a fault of his own, because he had a tough upbringing. I see the perspective now. And this is why you have to train your own inner parent. Create that safety. Your safety, that inner masculine, is the key to all areas. If you feel like you have money, for example, money is the biggest thing. You can be sit there trying, going out for the external things over again. How many times? Fear around it, control, whatever. Like some people spend, some people don't. Fear. inner masculine. You don't have that safe, that structure within yourself, stability. It's, we must feel, it's safe, it's safety, that inner, it's the inner masculine, the wounding. Like for me, my father was very much tough love, very hard. Like, he was always working as well, so he was never there. As a child, you don't recognize and understand that. You think, oh, daddy doesn't want to be with me, daddy doesn't want to spend time with me, daddy is abandoning me, daddy's rejecting me. But truth was, he was just working. But you don't know that. So again, it's about reparenting yourself, reparenting your inner child, the inner masculine within you. Again, then that can show up in your relationships and your aspects in your life. I'm going to give you journal prompts and questions afterwards for you to, but it's just bringing this up to awareness. Again, all I always say awareness is the key. Awareness is key. But yes, the awareness there, but then it takes a journey of you healing that and creating that. And it's something that I can't do like in this space because again, everyone's so unique, everyone's their own individual, and that's what I offer in my packages. That's what I offer my the remembrance path, the one-to-one 8-week journey is simply that because we work through the inner masculine, the feminine, the inner child to build that safety foundation. And that's when you shift your aspects. I'm still healing it, but oh my gosh, I've like since I have like I've there's been so much shift around money. I've noticed a difference in like the sort of men that I'm bringing into my life, the with my business, my career, with like friendships, with just how I perceive myself. And it's the thing is, it's not about the external, it's about the internal. And I'm going to keep saying this because so many people look at me. I've done that. Oh, I really want to meet this man who is available, consistent, this, and this. Well, in order to do that, it's about creating it yourself first. It's not them. It's you're building your own internal safety. Do you fear rejection? Again, business owners, whatever, immature, like rejection from clients. Oh my gosh, they've ghosted me. Shit, is it me? Have I done something wrong? Or in a related man, oh my gosh, they've ghosted me, rejected me. Oh my gosh, this is something that I've done because it hits an emotion. If you've not had that emotion availability, that safety from your father, that love, care, protection, then yes, it can be different. It doesn't have to be your father. It can be any, it can be society, like a God, like what has religion taught you again? Like I come from Catholicism. So with Catholic, there's a lot of like, oh, if you do not this, then you sin. If you do not this, then you will be punished. There was a lot of that. So that's another thing that I've had to kind of be breaking down, building this real safety of like, well, actually, no, this is the truth. Subconsciously, this is what you hold in a subconscious level. And although you're in your mind, you're like, oh, well, I don't like this. I don't know why they're attracting this. I don't, but it's subconscious. Your nervous system likes that. It likes that dickhead. It likes that fuck boy. It likes that narcissist. It likes the rejection. It likes the ghosting. If you ghost people, it's that inner masculine because it's what you've built within yourself. Do you over obsess? Do you try and control? Do you not trust life? If you do not trust life, that's because you do not trust, you do have not have that trust with your own inner masculine. And this is in general for a lot of people because society has given a reason for us to not trust because of how false this masculine is be. Again, something that I want to tell you within the spiritual world and what I see is the reason why, like, and this can happen in space holders and how like again your authority figures, what was your authority figures like, and this can be like carers, teachers, what I mean, like, and it's about building your own secure authority. Now this doesn't mean about you being hyper independent, it's about finding an authority figure but not seeing them as higher and more powerful than you, but as someone who will activate you. And this is something that I see a lot of in these spaces is with mentors that like They're basically, a lot of people go in this like seeing them as someone high and thinking that they're going to help them and that they have to stay with them and that they can manipulate like, oh no, you have to stay with me, you've got to do this and this. Like that is false. That is that they have not built that authority within themselves, that safe, healthy masculine. Again, all these manifestation teachers and stuff, they have daddy issues. They have this inner masculine that needs to be sorted. Because manifestation is not first forced, pushed, something you try. It's something that you are. Something that you are. So it's building that that safety again back to you. A space holder should never force you, make you to stay with them. When you come into my spaces, I never ever want you to feel like I am higher than you, more powerful than anything, because that's not true. If anything, when people come into my spaces, I'm here to hold the space to help support you, guide you, activate you, because this is what we do. We activate each other, we co-regulate each other. That's why each of us goes on different journeys. So what I've embodied, I then carry that within my legacy to then help you to activate that within you so that you remember. So then eventually you go off and you're like, wow, I've built this for myself. When a space holder or anything like says this, like that is when you know, cut off, see you later. But then like, there's a reason why you're attracting that narcissism in the spiritual world. Being there, being manipulated, narcissism. Well, that's because I was attracted because there's a part of me that liked that. I had to dissolve that. Again, lesson. That's karmic. This is why it's so important about you building this inner safe masculine, the stability within. Like honestly, it's I'm just it's life changing, but I'm just reading my notes because sometimes you gotta write your notes. So you've got to look into your internal structures, and it's also asking yourself, do you have too much structure or not enough? So this is another thing with spiritual, like a lot of people like, oh, flowy, like floating with the flowers. Oh, like, yeah, I'm just gonna flow with life. I'm just gonna like let it all come to me. Well, no, you need a bit of structure. Like there must be order. Like that is a fact, but it's that healthy structure. Or you overstructure, you've got too much structure. Like, okay, must do this time, this time, this time, this time, this time, this time. That is when you are depleting and stopping from the flow. So this is what I mean by the feminine needs a direction to flow, but needs a healthy and safe masculine to direct her and engage that. So that is where bringing balance. So, but then it's then you creating that safe, that connecting with your feminine to then engage your masculine, to direct them also. So by doing that is, tapping into your feelings, your feminine, asking yourself what feels alive for you. Have you practiced slowing down and connecting? Start off your day with connecting with your body, not with your mind. Movement, dance, asking your heart what feels alive for me right now, what feels good for me. Have I slowed down? Have I honored myself? Have I devoted to myself today? Again, comes with that devotion to the femme, but also devotion to the inner masculine, that safety. How can I support you? What is it that you need right from me right now? Like it's building this awareness, it's building again, like it's this authority, but some of us don't know how to do that. That's why in my spaces, and this is what I've embodied and learned to then help you to then build this authority. So it's asking yourself these questions, and I'll write them down. How was my relationship with my dad? Like, what is your relationship with God, universe, that masculine figure? How was my relationship with my dad? Did it feel safe? Did it feel emotionally safe? Did you feel seen? Was it consistent? What did I have to get his attention? Was it conditioned? Now, here's the thing that people missing. Love isn't conditional, it's unconditional. So where are you putting conditions in yourself? Where are you putting conditions in your life? Where are you putting conditions in your business, in clients, in your relationships? There's a difference between condition and unconditional. Fortunately for me, there were so many conditions. There were so many conditions when I was younger, but also with the man that I deeply trusted, family friend who was abusive, like there was conditions. You must do this in order to that. You know, be grateful, be a good girl, behave, and then you can this. Again at school, conditions. Oh, if you do this, you get a gold star. Listen, be quiet, don't do that. If you get this, then you'll be on the sun cloud. Who remembers that? Like the sunny cloud. There was like no, the sun. There was a sun, the clouds and stuff. You get rewarded. Oh, if you reach that bonus, you get this extra thing. But then if you don't, oh, what do you mean you haven't achieved that yet? Oh, well, you're not doing enough. You failed. Society. Oh, you haven't got your mortgage yet? Oh, you failed. You haven't got a family yet? Oh, you failed. You haven't got married yet? Oh, you failed. Like, again, in the masculine. So again, it's like, how did I experience masculine energy? How have you experienced the masculine? Authority figures like teachers, society, religion. What was your religion like? What was the beliefs around that? Teachers, any other authority figures like carers, grandparents. Did it feel safe? How were you taught to deal with achievements in schools in general? So when you achieved something, did you celebrate in that moment or did you say to yourself straight away, I need to have more. I need to get the next one now. Again, masculine. A lot of people do that. They're constantly chasing, 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 chasing. I need the next, I need the next, I need the next, I need next and next, 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 next. Because you don't feel safe in what you have now. Because maybe there's a fear like, what if it goes? What if I lose it? What if I can't have it? What if I'm too much? What if I get punished? What if I've sinned? What if it's again feeling safe to have it and hold it all? How did you learn to deal with failure, with mistakes? Was there a lot of shame, guilt, upset, like you're not good enough? Well, here's the thing, the world has made us feel like we're not good enough. And that's again the inner masculine, the false one, that we're not good enough. So again, it's building that state, that authority, that ownership of knowing that you are good enough, which is a journey that is subconsciously rewiring. That's not something like just like that. Yes, have the awareness, but it's also that journey. Do you feel shame and guilt for slowing down? What were your conditions growing up? Was there rules? Were there things you had to obey? Again, this it will give you an insight of what your inner masculine is like, meeting that inner man. Again, with your feminine, it's and this is how it interplays with the masculine is how was your feminine met? Your needs, your desires, emotions? Were you made too much, insecure? What did you learn about your feminine? Did you learn to suppress her, to neglect her, to give her away, to be used, abused, that you must earn love, that you must perform, that discipline, that you must be a good girl? Were emotions something that were embraced, seen, or something you had to push aside? Get over it, move on, told to grow up, be quiet. What are you doing? Why are you crying? Don't be silly. Did you feel safe in general in childhood? Did you feel provided and supported? big question is, do you feel safe in this world? Again, I always talk about safety. Do you feel safe? Do you feel safe in yourself? Because so many people are searching outside. Oh, maybe the more money I'll feel safer. Maybe that relationship, maybe that opportunity, maybe that, home, this. Truth is, we can only build safe within ourselves because then, anything can go just like that. Like anything can go just like that. So it's about building this safe foundation within yourself. So it's reflecting what you learnt back then, how it shows up now as your adult self. Reflect on your relationships with life, partners, friends, universe, God. What do you perceive and see these people as? How does life reflect on you now? Like what occurs in your life? What beliefs, what situations occur? Tap into that. So the key of healing an inner, your own father wound is about building your own inner masculine safety. It's not about the external. You are the inner parent, and creating this is key. Key to feel safe in the world, key, key to feel aligned to the sort of relationships you want to attract, the career, the opportunities, the business, the money, the house. It's this inner structure, this inner stability, this inner safety, this masculine. And this is what is dissolving is this false masculine. And it's really important that we heal this inner part of us and not outsource out of us because it will just keep looping and keep hitting you back in the face. Again, business owners, so many people, business owners live in override, push, force, and then they eventually burn out and it's like, boom, no longer can take it. Been there, done that. I've learned my lesson. I can no longer do that. Again, it was my inner masculine because that inner masculine needed to push, force, give in order to achieve good things. It was never enough. It was never enough. I had to keep going. Inner masculine, the false. So it's a process. It's getting to the pain. It's getting to the root of where it is. This is the power of the subconscious work, the power of nervous, like something that I deeply do, still do it, something that I incorporate in my spaces. Again, something that I can't bring into this to all of you who are watching this. It has to be, everyone's so unique. It's got to be a unique journey. And that is what this my spaces for the remembrance path is to connect to that. So it's treating yourself like how daddy should have, that father figure, that masculine, treating yourself like that. And it's building that new authority. It's seeing, okay, making awareness, like all these parts, bring it together, now dismantling it. And it's just finding that support. And I'm so lucky that I have people that support me, that's helped me on this journey. And I just invest in that because I know that my desires can be met, but it's something that we must work on an internal. Subconsciously, it's our subconscious. So it's getting to the root to be transmuted, made aware of, bringing in the tools, the practices, the devotion, energy work, Kundalini help massively energetically, clearing that. Like there's so much science proving that we can shift that and we can reparent and reparent ourselves and change our subconscious, our reality, our inner reality. So I would love to know your feedback all from this, and I hope it's resonated to many of you. And it's a journey, but this is what the collective and is clearing now, and this is what we want to be shown in truth of light. And it's like now it's the time. Fear is again a big false masculine. If you fear, procrastinate, avoid stuff, put things aside, don't put yourself first, abandon yourself, reject yourself again. It's that inner masculine that just wants to be healed and met. You're the inner parent. Again, it's not your parents' phone or carers or anything like that. It's only what they've known, so they just projected in that onto you. And it's kind of seeing that, you can't go and fix your dad or anything or whatever that figure was. Trust me, being there, try that didn't happen until I started healing my own. That's when my relationship with my dad got better. That's when my relationship in general with other areas and myself and other areas and people and friendships and men and stuff began to change. Still changing, still doing the work. So taking a moment to reflect. And I hope this has helped you in any way. And again, as I said, it's a unique journey to you, and my spaces are open. My the remembrance path, one-to-one, something you're interested in, please message me because it's something that I can help you with, but not to project on you or know that I'm no higher power than you, no way. It's the devotion to you, it's the investment for you, so then you can see the real changes in your life instead of still outsourcing and not getting anywhere. Sending you all so much love.